the Weird Girls Club podcast with your hosts, Neve and Amy. Hi. We're back.
I'm sick of saying that.
I'm sick of saying it, but I'm not sick of saying it.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Because we always say we're back, but we're back for one episode and then we disappear again.
Yeah.
But
It's, yeah.
We're so unprepared for this episode.
Oh,
but we were... Sorry?
Yeah. We've literally been 2 hours,
Just talking.
an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we'd go off chatting, and then right, what are we talking about in this podcast? And we still don't really know.
No. We'll probably just have some little deep convo questions, but...
Yeah, eventually we found like some stuff that I'd like to get the brains on. I feel
we just couldn't get the juices flowing.
Yeah, I feel so rusty. Which the funny thing is, we always do this. We sit there and we're like, "Fuck, what are we talking about?" Like, we have not one topic.
Yeah.
But then we get into the episode after preparing something like, "Oh yeah, we'll talk about this." We ask this question, and then we usually then don't even end up getting there because we just waffle on and we like. So it's like as soon as it's rolling, usually we're like we get into the flow of it. But like, I hate the thought of being unprepared, of being like, we don't have that in there, so I have no idea what we're going to talk about.
We're not like a real, let's give people advice and let's tell people how to live their life and what they shoulda, woulda, coulda do. Like, no, like, we're here, we're off the
there's
cusp.
There's
like,
no
obviously,
structure.
Yeah, sometimes we'll have like a topic, but we'd never have like bullet points, right? We need to hit this point and this point. Like, most of the time we don't have topics.
No.
I'd actually love to know the statistics of how many episodes we've just pressed record and was like, just go, and then once we actually were like, no, we're actually going to talk about this. Like, I say there's probably a handful we've been like, we're actually going to talk about this. And the rest are just like, fuck it, wing it.
Yeah, where like loads of podcasts who have like a screen, or like they'll have like either they've iPads in front of them, whatever it is, and they'll like have topics that like they'll move on, they'll talk about stuff like, no, we probably... Every episode's different. We'll either talk about the same thing for like an hour and a half in one podcast, or we'll talk about 50,000 things in 45 minutes.
Or we'll talk about things for 2 hours, but we're not recording.
That as well. Literally that as well.
But yeah, we're back for an episode. Hopefully we'll have a few more coming out.
Yeah.
And obviously, as no, everything's just up in the air at the moment, kind of all over the place. But yeah, we wanted to come back and have a chat, which is...
Yeah. I do miss it. It's like there's so much going on that I don't really think about it day to day, but then I'm like, I actually miss just sitting down and chatting and just doing whatever. Like, but there's do you miss it?
The girly chat.
But yeah, I don't.
Let's get the ball rolling. We'll jump straight in to this episode. So we're gonna first talk about Amy and how she's doing, and then we're just gonna get into some like random deep convo topic.
I have actually no idea what Neve
found. Some of these I'm afraid to ask because I only glanced at them because this was real last minute. But I only glanced at them when I was like, oh, I think these are real, like, you know, when you're put on the spot and you're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. So maybe we'll see how it goes.
Business days, think about things these days.
I'm like, don't talk to me in 5 to 7 days.
just pause real quick and let me think about it. Yeah. I'll circle back. Let's circle back.
There'll be just loads of chops of just me asking questions and be like, well,
we'll be in different clothes. It'll be a week later. But the amount of times we've asked questions and I'll walk home from the podcast, like when we used to record separately. Yeah.
It's so annoying. Or we'll record and I'll be like, alright, I'm going for a shower, and I'll be like, in the shower, I'll be like, that could have been the answer.
Yeah.
That's actually what I'd pick.
Yeah.
I'd pick spaghetti over rigatoni any day.
I love it. Your go-to is always something good to do with spaghetti. If anyone remembers fucking spaghetti hand superpowers.
Oh yeah, what? I actually forgot about that. I'd feed
never
the world.
go hungry.
Yeah, that was my superpower.
Cure world hunger with spaghetti.
We are the world. We are the children. Right, let's.
Yeah. So if anyone's watching the video, you've probably noticed. But if you're listening on audio, I am wearing a headscarf because I am bald.
She had to shave her head because her hair was...
Yeah, my hair started coming out. We knew it was going to happen with this chemo that I was getting. So obviously I had 2 chemos kind of back in May and June. They were like considered baby chemo. Then this one that I started was a lot stronger and it causes hair loss. So we knew it was happening, but like I was in denial even when my hair was falling.
Deny.
Literally. It was like I wasn't accepting that I'd have to... shave my head, which is weird because I thought when I saw it coming out, because it did, like, it was coming out, like you could, there was no stopping it. it was you brush it and literally the brush was like black with the hair.
We might share photos. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I have loads of photos and I have like clips of me brushing it because it kept matting as well. So it happened the August long weekend for actually it's in Ireland as well, the August long weekend. But I was at a cottage and we were away and it was literally like I knew 2 weeks from it starting is when from your chemo is when it like it's kind of gonna start coming out. So it was like it almost felt like an impending doom. I remember before the 2 weeks, I was only a few days over the chemo and I was like, I don't know whether to shave my head. I was like, in my head, it was like the thought process was like, I feel like I'm counting down and I'm waiting for this 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But also, if I shave my head and there's that possibility my hair wasn't going to come out, which it was coming out. I was just, there was a part of me is like, what if?
Yeah.
You never know.
Like, am I the exception?
Yeah. Am I special? Am I the main character? So I was like, I don't want to shave it and have that unknown what if, because I know I will think about it. I'm like, right, I'm definitely not shaving it, but it was just like an impending doom. So I'd bought wigs ages ago, knowing it was going to happen, and I'd bought stuff like that made me feel a bit better, that I was like in a way prepared.
Yeah.
But then we brought a razor to the cottage in case like it got like bad and I wanted to shave it, but like even though it got really bad coming out, I still was like, no, I don't want to shave it.
Yeah, I think you weren't. I think because
ready.
It was like you're probably in a bit of shock, like, oh my god, it actually is coming out. But I'm not there yet. Yeah, to like it was really like be like bon voyage. Like
it kept matting. So it started coming out the Friday. We'd got there like towards the end or something, and it started coming out the Friday. Like Joni and brush her hair. Like it was mental. I was like, I was looking at it, but I wasn't surprised by it. Where me, ma was like, stop brushing your hair, stop brushing your hair, and I was like, this is how most people get it. It was just by brushing. It's not hurting. Like, I don't feel it coming out. Like, it's not hurting me. But I can't let it be naughty. Yeah. So then I put it in a plait thinking, like, that. Like, it's out of the way. It's not going to... Because it would fall out and there'd be, like... Not that there's bits of my arms, but, like... Do you know when your hair is real ratty or something and, like, the split ends? It was almost like that. So there'd be a bits of hair that it's still kind of caught in your hair. But there's, like, these long strands that are coming out. And if you pulled them, they just came out. Didn't hurt. But then they left more there, so there was a never-ending cycle of them kind of coming out and sticking to the back of you and sticking whatever. So I was like, I'll put it in a plait, be fine. I was getting into the lake, we were off and out and about and doing whatever, and then it matted the back of my head, like completely matted, because the hair was falling out but it was tied in together.
Yeah, so it was like getting stuck.
I felt real bad for my ma, because my ma was like, she didn't tell me at the time, she told me a few days later, she's like, oh, like I started crying to Connor, like, who was our partner? She's like, I was like, I thought it was the reason it was, because she had done the plait for me, and I was like, I'll do it real tight because I'm doing them too loose. I goes, just do it tight, like, and she was like, oh, I thought I done it too tight, and I was like, no, I was like, I chose to put it in a plait. I goes, which in hindsight now, it was a good idea at the time because it wasn't coming out, but in hindsight it did matte, and then I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, literally 2 patches of matted hair at the back of my head. I eventually got them out, but then that made, like, I couldn't see it, so in my head my hair didn't look too bad, but it was literally like half bald underneath because they just came out in a clump. I actually have a video of it. But we got the mats out, and then even cutting it, I decided to cut it like literally like bob, which said like up to my ears it was cut. Yeah. And I was like, alright, this is better, it's not gonna mat that night, because it was too short to tie it up. Yeah. So when I used to sleep, I woke up and it was matted. So me ma, like, I brushed it out. We were leaving the cottage that day, and I was like, I'm still not ready. I'm not cutting it. I'm not shaving it. Yeah. I didn't want to shave there as well. I was like, I want to shave it in my own house. If it comes to it and it needs to be shaved, I want to be at home because I want to just be able to rot in bed if I'm literally like devastated. I want to just get into my bed and rot. I don't want to have to think about packing up somewhere and going home. I don't want to think about other people that are there as much as their family and stuff. It's like, I'm not ready for that. I want just me mad if it comes to it. I just don't want people around. So we came home, and it was literally getting worse and worse, in the fact that, like, it was just tinning, like, you could notice it at the front, and like you could notice it a lot more, and it was just kept matting, and it was like, it was on me pajamas when I'd wake up. Like, there was not loads of hair. Like, I'm not saying your hair just comes out and it's all over you and it's on your pillow, but you look and you're picking a strand every now and then, and it was hair like on the back sofa, you know, for me lying down, and like, like, 1 or 2 strands, but like noticing your hairs fall out and just seeing kind of everywhere you go, you're like, for fuck's sake. So then I literally did decide to shave it like the day after coming home. My mom was like, are you sure you're ready? Like, you literally weren't ready yesterday. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm now sick or never. Yeah. I was like, I'm not really ready because I don't think I'll ever be ready.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever ready for something like that. Because it's so like, not that it's final. Obviously, it's not your hair's gonna grow back. But it's like no one's ready to be like, right, this is it. I'm doing it now. Like I'm gonna be bald. Unless it's some people choose to be, which is fine. Like whatever.
Because a lot of people cut their hair before it even falls out. Where I'm like, no, because what if it doesn't?
Exactly. So, but I think some people just find it too upsetting knowing it's gonna fall out.
Where it's mad how different people are. That's why I was like, because I know of some people that had done it, like shaved their hair before it even started falling out. And they're like, no, I'm gonna choose to take it out. I'm like, my mentality was like, good for you, but like none of this is my choice. If I choose to shave it before it starts falling out, I'm still forced into shaving it. Like, but if you can have that mindset, I think it's really great. Where then it's weird because then when I shaved it, I actually recorded me ma shaving it. Maybe I'll post it one day. Maybe, I don't know. But I haven't recorded, and it's like that day I was okay with it. As much as I was like, God, this is really real now. I was fine. I said to you and Kate in a picture, I think, and I was like, it's alright, it's okay, like it's happened. I thought it would have been worse. I thought it would have been sobbing. I thought it would have been fine. I was alright, and then it wasn't until late that night I noticed I'd went to the bathroom like twice. And I didn't look at myself in the mirror. I like started to think a bit more when we were sitting here watching telly, and then I went into bed, and I was like, it took me a while to go to sleep, and I know I kept waking up, and it was just like the first thing that was on my head. Well, there was nothing on my head, but the first thing that was on my mind. I don't know why I said head.
You said head, and I was like, I'm not gonna correct that.
There was nothing on my head.
Understandable, like, do you know what I mean? Because it's such an adjustment.
And as well, like, they said not to shave to your head like proper like skin head, because if you get any cuts it can cause infections, it can delay treatment, it can make things worse. So there was some parts of my hair where lots of the hair fell out, so that was completely bald. There was some parts of it where there was a bit of hair and it was patchy, and it just
made you feel
feel great at all. So then the next morning I woke up and I was riddled with anxiety. I can't remember the last time, like, I get anxious over a lot of things, but I can't remember physically being like, I can't do anything, like I can't cope, I don't want to look at myself, I don't feel like myself. I was sitting here and my heart was racing, and like I'd logged on to work and stuff, and I was like, I can't do this. I was like, I literally can't even think of anything today. I was like, I can't function. I was like, I'm so anxious. And I think it was as well, I had ordered like a headscarf off Amazon, just a black one, and I never took it out of the packet until the day I shaved my head. And when I took it, I was like, that's not what I thought it was. It wasn't like what I'm wearing now, like where it was like a square headscarf.
Right.
It was like it was only, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like I had a elastic around it, and I had like 3 little things. You know, like this is kind of like this because I've tied it, so there's little bits. So I had 3 these little tails on it, but it was already just like a little cap you put on. So I remember pulling.
So you didn't have to tie it. It was already like pre-tied.
Which I didn't realize that when I ordered. I thought it was just gonna be like black square, and I'll roll it up and tie it. And I put it on. I was like, oh God. I was like, it was too big for me. And then when I tied the things, it was too tight, and I was like, I looked at myself and I was like, no. I was like, I can't wear this. And I think then I was like in panic mode of like, oh my God, I don't have that, and I have the wigs there, but like I don't have any headscarves, I don't have this, I don't have that. Like I just felt real uncomfortable, and I like literally just panicked. So I was like, I took the day off work, and I was sitting here, and then I was talking with my mom, and she was like, I'll get you some headscarves, like we'll do whatever. And I was sitting here and I was so anxious, and then I was like, you need to force yourself to go.
Because like, if you don't, you're gonna isolate yourself in. I
was like, this needs to be like nipped in the bud. Now this was a few hours later. Like this panic attack was like when I woke up at 8 o'clock, and it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I was like, right, this needs to be nipped in the bud, because the anxiety's going nowhere. You're just gonna hoard yourself in your apartment, and that can't happen.
No, you make it worse.
So I put one of the wigs I had on, I put it on, and like I done it, styled it a little bit, and I still felt really anxious. Like we went out, because I was like, fuck it. I was like, me ma was like, oh, we'll have something to eat, and then I'll go and get you some headscarves. And I was like, no. I was like, let's go for something to eat. I was like, let's go somewhere beside me, let's go somewhere close, and then we'll go in the eating centre and get some headscarves. So I put the wig on, and I remember even walking out the house, I just felt so anxious. I kept asking me, does it look alright? I was like, I know it probably looks like
it's almost like I can imagine it being like, you know, when you have a huge spot on your face, and you feel like everyone's looking at this spot, but really nobody's
nobody's looking.
Or even like it'd be like me if I go and I'm wearing a bikini at a pool and I feel like everyone's looking at me because I feel so uncomfortable.
You feel like everyone's noticing, everyone's looking at you, and
you feel like you're sticking out like a sore thumb.
And even when we went into the restaurant, like I'd walked in first, and even when she was like, oh hi, I was like, hey, I'm good. Just Milestones, literally at the eating centre. I was like, we'll go somewhere close. Where? Milestones.
Oh, is that where the cinema is?
No, it used to be there, so now it's like just when you walk up Shooter, and it's like across from the freaking like kind of there, like on.
It used to be Hendrix.
I don't know what it used to be.
Yeah, I think it used to be.
It's newly. It is newly there, but we had it in the one out in Ottawa. So I was like, right, we know it's alright. It's somewhere a little bit different. So. Yeah, but we ordered.
Worth the money.
I wouldn't order them again, but we ordered, both me and my ma ordered completely random things that we never ordered before.
Sorry, I'm kind of hungry, so I kind of want to know.
We got like both got two. I got like a Tuscan gnocchi dish, so it was like sausage gnocchi and some veggies, and it was nice. It was very meaty and very salty. And I was a bit like, oh, it's not really what I expected. And then my ma was the same. She got like this chicken creamy pesto dish, but it was like hers was random. Hers was a bed of spaghetti with pesto, and then there was chicken with mushroom sauce and mushrooms. They were like two separate dishes mixed together, so they just weren't what we expected. They were nice, but
kind of one and done on them dishes.
Yeah. So then, but yeah, I'm still really anxious. But then we went into the eating centre and we went to like, we tried Zara. They had no headscarves out. H&M, they had none. And then we went into Mango, and then didn't see any. I was like, I'm gonna ask. I was like, no, don't, because I was just so anxious, and I didn't want. And she literally asked me, and I was like, oh yeah, they were behind a till in a big box. She started taking out loads and showing me, and she was so nice. So I got this one, and I got two others in Mango.
That one's really nice.
And my mom bought. I know I'm not usually like a real bright pink person.
What a good excuse to be, though. Like it's actually really nice.
Because it's funny, because I put one of them on the other day, and I was like, oh, I don't really like how the dark ones look on me.
Right, maybe.
I was like, I feel like it's washing me out, and I was like, I definitely prefer the brighter colours, but got them and I put them on, and I started to feel much better. Like, because even one of my aunties had video called me, and she's like, where's Amy, what's she? She's like, she doesn't want to see anyone now. Because I was sitting here and I was like talking, but I was like, no, like I don't want anyone to see me. I don't want like that. But like it still comes in waves. Like now it's, how many weeks is it? 3 weeks. Because I've had 2 chemos now, and I have worn my headscarf to the last chemo. So, 2. It's been 3 weeks.
3 weeks. God, around nearly, probably.
Yeah. It's been around 3 weeks now, and it definitely comes in waves still of like, one of the days I was putting on one of the headscarves and it just wasn't looking right. And it, depending on what I'm wearing as well, that I'm like, this doesn't look right, like I don't like how I feel, like it definitely does come ways. But then I'm also like, it's weird because the last 2 days I'm like, I think if it wasn't, it's still a little bit patchy, or it's like there's like little fuzzy hairs like there. I'm like, I think I'd go out with my bald head at some stage.
Why wouldn't you?
Good point, because I'm like, I feel like you put a lot of pressure on myself, like wearing the headscarf. I'm like, oh God, I can't go.
If you do it once, you'll realise nobody cares about. Everyone's so fucking up their own arse. But
also at the end of it, like, if someone, I was trying to, this is what was like helping making me feel a bit better. It was like trying to think of like, if someone said something, the minute I turned around and said like, I have cancer and going through chemo, they would feel like shit. Like if someone did say something, because that's always your thing, of like, oh, people are gonna steer you if someone says something or what. Like realistically, no one's ever gonna say anything. No. And if they did, one word.
All you do is say, what did you say? Make the repeat it.
Yeah.
Because bet humanity will change their answer.
Yeah, like, so it's like, realistically, it's not, I don't know, it's not something to be embarrassed or ashamed of, but like, there's definitely that feeling of like, just not feeling like yourself.
Yeah.
And I think my biggest anxiety was coming with as well was, there's the initial illusion here, but then it was like, how long it's gonna take to grow back. Like, realistically, like, or maybe mid-20s, my fucking head bumped.
You could be so surprised in how quick it grows back.
Yeah. I think I was so scared of like short hair not suiting me, like all the different stages.
No, when I seen your hair short, that did fucking suit you.
Yeah, I actually liked that. I was like, I should have cut it longer, so I had longer with this hair, like literally 2 days or something. With
it was really nice.
Like ear length hair, but I'm like, even to get to that stage, like I know it's gonna take a while because it's not gonna really start to grow back for another like couple of weeks, few months, whenever I finish. And I was like, I think I was like focusing too much on picturing myself with all these different stages here, and like, it's not gonna suit me, it's not gonna do this, and it's like, you just have to live with it. It's gonna happen.
You'll make it work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You will make it work. There's people are like at that awkward length stage, and they make it work and they look great.
Yeah.
Because like, I think also when you see our hair starting to grow back, you'd be on such a high that it's grown back and a boost. You'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if it's an awkward length, like, my fucking hair's grown back. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think
Plus,
it's
gonna be so cool to look back at photos and you can literally be like, I went from like a buzz cut to fucking.
Yeah.
And because a lot of people,
stage of hair, like,
and loads of people go through life and they've always had the one style hair, the one length hair. Like, you get to be like, I went from like long to short to bald to this.
Yeah.
So I can actually tell you what suits me and what doesn't suit me.
Yeah. Literally. So I think like just taking it each day as it comes. Like, there's definitely gonna be highs, lows. Like, I could be grand with it for weeks, months, and then I'm like, fuck, looking in where, like, it's gonna happen. And I think just try not to be that hard on myself about it. So
just roll with the punches. But you're allowed to feel anything you feel. Like, you could feel alright one day and not alright, and that's fine. Like, you're allowed to do that. Like, you're fucking human at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And especially like, women have such a personal relationship with their hair. Like,
that it's like.
And then at the end of the day, when you look at the bigger picture of it, it's like, it's fucking hair.
Yeah.
No, not taking away that you're not allowed to have emotions about it. Like, fucking hell, if someone told me like, your hair's gonna fall, you need to shave your head. Like, obviously you're gonna have emotions about it. Obviously you're gonna feel some way about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But knowing that, I'm just happy that like, you're going through this as preventative and you're not like in a different situation where it's like, oh my god, like, is she gonna go through all this and it mean nothing? Like, that's all preventative. Like, that's what like I've been saying to even Aaron,
at
like,
the end of the tunnel.
Exactly. I'm like, if someone told me, here, listen, your hair's gonna fall out, but you're not gonna, it's gonna be just like preventative chemo, like, and you're gonna be alright, and that's the guarantee, I'd be like, fucking
take me here,
can you like take everything probably from like me head, just leave me with my eyelashes, and like, if I had a choice. But if I didn't have a choice, I'd be like, skin me alive then. Like, if it means I'm gonna be alright and I'm gonna fucking be able to live my life after this is all done, and I don't have to buy razor heads for a few months.
Save some coins.
I'd be like a silk sock.
Yeah. And look, that's the weird thing so far. Like, my eyebrows have thinned a little bit. I have a fucking tinty thing on them at the moment. But like, so far, my eyebrows and my lashes have thinned a little bit, but they haven't completely gone. So, don't know if that'll happen. Don't know.
They still look grand.
I've seen some people be like, theirs came out like after treatment was finished, but they're usually the forced to grow back as well. So, like, let's just see what happens. So, like,
there's so many like new things now that like, like, think about years and years ago when they didn't have Amazon, that they couldn't buy like stencils. Or
I know, I literally have eyebrow stencils in there. I'm like, I'm kind of dying to use them.
I kind of want to see it doing, but obviously you have too much eyebrow. Fuck's sake, hurry up and fall out eyebrows. I want to see the stencils.
Literally, but them
stencils are fucking nicer than everyone else's brows going around as well. I want
my brows to look like that when they come back, but hey, we'll see.
Hey ho. Think of all the money you'll save getting them like threaded.
Yeah.
I think you should donate to my fund because I'm left with mine.
Fuck off. But
yeah, that's the update on Amy.
That's a little update there.
And our Gruig.
Yeah. Or lack thereof.
Like, the other day when I remember what we were doing, you were like, oh, I have to have a shower or whatever, and I was like, that cunt doesn't even have to wash our hair. I was like, I have to literally scrub my head, then because we're going now, I have to dry it, and then I'm gonna look like I'm being electrocuted, so I actually have to do something with it. So she can just jump in, jump out and be like, right, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Not gonna say I was a little bit envious, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that has been nice. Not having to dry my hair.
Sometimes, so do you ever just, even when you had hair, like, do you ever just have that intrusive thought of, I just love to fucking just peel my head off just for it, like, so I just don't have to like do it.
I hate having to wash my hair and dry it and all that shit.
I hate washing my hair.
Same.
I hate shaving. I just hate being a fucking woman sometimes. It's so hard.
It's so hard.
It is. It's so much time. It's so time consuming being a woman.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually is.
You actually get to feel what a man feels like now. Jump in shower, jump out shower.
Jump in and out. What is that all in one that some men do have, where it's body wash, shampoo, fucking
3 in 1.
Just use that head to toe. Done.
Dunzo. Alright, we jump into some of these deep conversation starters.
Yeah.
Right, these are really random, so, and I didn't come up with them, so just if anyone was like, what the fuck is she? Right, let's see. Right, here's one. What's a narrative you tell yourself that you suspect to be false?
Oh, I've no idea. I can't even compute that sentence.
So what's a narrative you tell yourself that you suspect to be false?
So like
a false narrative. What is a narrative like? Yeah, basically, what's a false narrative you tell yourself?
That I'll go to the gym on Monday. That I won't undertake.
So you literally have a gym now in your building.
Yeah, so it's only open a week. Would you stop? Literally one floor down. Nice to have me.
You can probably see it from your den.
Literally, my den window looks in at. I won't order fucking takeout. That'll cook every day in a week. I don't know. What's something more insightful
What's
than
a
that?
false narrative you tell yourself that you suspect to be false? That you suspect to be false. I think that's something about yourself, though.
Yeah. But like,
like some people maybe like this is just an example. I'm not saying this is you. Just using it as an example. Like some people can be like to other people, oh yeah, like I'm so kind, like I'm really, really kind. But then do they think to themselves, am I actually really that kind?
Yeah, like when you can like say that like, oh, you're a good person and you're a great friend and you're this and that, but like you're actually not really.
You're actually an arsehole.
Yeah.
That was kind of a hard one though.
That is a really hard one. Like I feel like you need time to think with that. I need to switch out the scarf
Right.
or a thinking scarf.
Right, let's see. This one might be big. Does having the right intentions mean you're a good person?
I think so. Sorry, I can't answer. If you have the right intention, yeah, because you're doing something for the right reason.
No, you have the intention to do good. Doesn't mean you actually act on doing good.
Wait, what? Read the thing to me.
Does
again?
having the right intentions mean you're a good person? So intentions technically isn't actions. Yeah, intentions like the meaning behind something, but you could be doing something really cunty. But in your head you're like, oh, well, I didn't mean to be like cunty. I do
think so, because I feel like let's say I done something right, and I was like, I have good intentions behind what I'm doing, but it goes to shit or it didn't turn out. Like the intention was there. Like let's say for argument's sake, right? You don't get along with a person. I don't know where I'm going to. Sorry, but
yeah, but the intentions are kind of to yourself. So you could have all the good intentions in the world, but if you don't act on them, how are you a good person?
Yeah, but I'd imagine you're acting on these good intentions, but it just doesn't. Whatever you're doing or whatever has happened because of it wasn't maybe the best thing, but your intentions was really good. I don't know. I feel like if you
if you hurt someone, but yet you had the right intentions.
But why would you hurt someone? That's not good intentions.
Because you ever see like in situations or movies like, and they're like the whole thing is like they've done something, but we know they had right intentions, good right intentions of doing it, but the way it worked out, it hurt someone or it backfired, and like does that, even though that is the risk. Like in certain situations, like if you have if it's an intention, a right intention, there's also a risk of it going to shit and it being bad. But it doesn't matter because I had the right intention. Doesn't matter if you got hurt or you got stung but am I still a good person even though someone else is after getting hurt?
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one,
isn't it? It's kind of a double-edged sword one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I need to be given a specific.
Alright, think about that for a minute. Remember the day I couldn't say pistachio?
Pistachio.
Yeah.
You were like, what's that green nut?
Literally me just I was like, it's always green and it's like a nut, and you said I just can't.
I didn't say the pistachio off the cuff though. I said something else, didn't I?
Because I had first said a nut and you were like hazelnut or something, or almond, or you had said some other nut. And I was like, no, like green. I don't even know why it's associated with green. Is it? It's not even really green. Is it?
It's in a shell.
Yeah. I just feel like the font or the packets are always green, or like whatever it's made into is always green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even the powdery stuff.
Yeah.
Watch it. Would you rather be hated for being yourself or loved for being someone else? That's a no-brainer.
I feel like the right answer is like being hated for being myself. It's obviously the right answer, but no one really wants to be hated.
No, but then again, can you keep up the facade of being someone else but just being loved?
Yeah.
The mask is gonna fall eventually. Like.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it'd be easier to be ourselves. I don't know, I have this weird thing where like I don't like I hate when people don't like me, but I also don't care at the same time.
Yeah, because you will admit you're the biggest people pleaser.
Yeah. So I'm like, why don't they like me? I'm a good person.
Everyone has like some limit of being a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Like to some extent. But I think it's a thing as you get older.
Yeah.
You stop. You learn. Like obviously you want everyone to like you.
Yeah.
Everyone. No one. You don't want anyone. But I think as you get older, you're kind of like, I couldn't give a bollocks because I don't like them either. Yeah. Like just, I think you start realizing who your type of people are and who aren't your type of people.
Definitely.
Yeah. So fuck, I'm gonna say hate for being myself.
Yeah, I definitely still go with that as well. Because like that, I'm like, at first I'll be like, why don't they like?
But I don't.
What did you do? Especially when you don't do one, you're kind of like. But then I'm like, sometimes I get a vibe off people. I'm like, they're not my cup of tea. So I'm like, it's just life. It just happens. People aren't your cup of tea. You're not their cup of tea. And
yeah, but quality is better than quantity. And I have people that I know are me ride or dies that I love them and they love me. So I don't need. I don't need everybody to like. Exactly. Me. I don't crave that attention or like love.
At the same time, I don't like everybody out there, and that doesn't even come to like people that you know.
I could probably name on like one hand.
Or you don't like there's people you just genuinely people that don't like. So you're gonna be someone they don't like, whether there's a reason or not. So yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
What's some advice you tell others but don't follow yourself?
Everything. Everything. Create a list.
What would be your top one?
Probably not letting people walk over you.
That's
like
a good one.
Don't be a people like don't just do that. Like tell her no, tell her this.
Like tell her to fuck off. Like you're not doing that. Blah blah blah.
The worst person to say no. I'll try to do anything for anyone, kind of thing.
Yeah, Amy's like a fucking piece of paper. Like she'll fold.
Literally. Where I'm like, no, why would you do that? Don't invite them. Don't do that. Like you don't have to do this.
Because I don't think you're a fire starter.
No.
No, if she wants to start a fire, she'll start a fire.
Yeah.
But she'll pass the torch. You're like that. You put the light. And then you'd be like, actually want to backtrack a bit. So here you go. You keep this going. You keep this fire going. You know what?
Because then I'm like, I actually don't care for this.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not putting the energy into it.
I'm like, I don't care for this argument anymore. See you later.
Amy's like, but you're really hard to argue with.
Do you think?
100%. I remember we've had like arguments through text, like, and it's never been like not cursing or serious. Or no, like no, it'd be like something like that. Like that annoyed me. Like, why did you do that? And then Amy's the worst because then he'd be like, oh, like I didn't know, I'm sorry, like I never meant that, like, and I'd be like, bitch, just give me something back. Yeah, I have this pent up anger that I had to think about this text message, so give me something back. Like ping pong. Amy's just like, no, I'm sorry, like,
but do you know what that is?
Which is great, like, as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
because when I was younger, I would buy back and I just be like, no, fuck this, like I did this because of this or this or that, and then I'm like, I'll sit there and in my head, like, if I get annoyed at something or I'll say to him like, no, fuck this, and then I'm like, I'm not texting that because that's just gone too far.
Or you'll write a big message and you'll just literally delete the whole thing because you're like, no, because that's not going to solve it, it's just going to make it
that's
worse.
What I'm like, didn't say it like that, blah blah, XYZ, and that be that.
Yeah, I think it
works because with me and you, especially because if I was the way I used to be, like in that I just went out, we'd never got anywhere. We probably wouldn't be friends over the stupidest thing. Because if we just went back and forth, like standing your ground kind of thing, instead of just being like, oh, it was done because this or whatever it might be, like it's just like,
and something really has to irk me for me to say it. Because having obviously grown up with two older sisters as well, like, yeah, you get into your fair share of arguments, like, you know when to bite and where to bite hard, like, but then I think as you get older, and me being the youngest out of like three sisters, it's like you definitely learn when to pick your battles as well. It's just like, I'm not, you can nearly argue with yourself, you know how the argument's gonna go. You're just like, it's just not worth the energy. I think it's a getting older thing.
Yeah, definitely.
You have too much energy in your early 20s and your teens.
Yeah. Because that's what it is with me though. Like that like I'll be like, I'll think certain things, like say like that, like if it was a little text or whatever it is, and we're like bickering or something, and I'm like, well, I'm not just gonna say this because then this isn't gonna get anywhere and it's not gonna resolve out. So it's like, let's just
let them sit with their own feelings for a bit. I mean, it's like, let them have a bit of self-reflection on what they're actually arguing. Before I do need
like that. So like I do need time that I'm like, you're just saying shit for either the sake of saying shit, or like none of this is gonna get resolved.
Constantly passing the torch, like it's like it's
So I'm just like, there's a line. Done.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yep.
But wait, what was the question again?
What's some advice you tell others but don't tell yourself?
So what would you say?
That's hard. Like I probably would have said, but like, not saying I'm not. Like I said before, everyone has a certain level of people pleasing, like when to bite, when to. I probably would have said something similar, like very good dishing out, like fucking stand up for yourself, like.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to your own front door, you're kind of like, oh, I'm not fucking bothered. Like,
yeah.
It's just easier to go along, or just easier to do. But I'm like trying to think of something else. I probably dish out so much advice that I do not take myself. I think that's everyone though.
Yeah, because it's easy with hindsight. Like it's easy from the outside looking in to say, do this, do that, do this, do that. Whether it's giving someone relationship advice, fucking life advice in general, friendship advice, whatever it is. It's easy from the outside because everything's black and white. But when you're in a situation yourself, it's 50 shades of grey.
I definitely think something is like telling people like, no, you're worth, like.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to myself, I'm like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like when someone holds up the mirror, you know, you get very good at telling people like, no, you're worth, like even in jobs, like, no, you're worth. Don't let managers speak down to you, like you're a person, like we all shit out the same hole, like no one's better than you, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to it, like,
yeah, I think another one actually that I'd say, I don't know if both of us do it. Well, we kind of did it before when we talked about certain topics on the podcast of like loving yourself and self-confidence and self this and that. I mean, like, don't be afraid to wear this or wear that. But then I know, then sometimes I don't always listen to that myself. Like where I'm like, oh, I can't wear this because of this, or I can't wear that because of this, or like I look this way, or I don't like how I look or whatever. But then I'm like, to everyone, I'm like, no, you look gorgeous. Like it doesn't matter. Like we're not all cut from the same cloth. We're all different shapes, sizes, colours, whatever. Like, but then sometimes it's hard to take that. Like I think obviously everything comes in waves as well, but that'd be probably another one that I'm like, I'm very much like, no, wear that top, wear that crop top, wear this, wear that.
Exactly.
Like don't be afraid, like you look gorgeous, like it doesn't matter, like don't be killing yourself in the gym or whatever it is, like go to gym, do whatever, but like don't have this
cloud over it,
that like you have to do this or it has to get there, like. But yeah, then I'm at the same time, then I'm like the same thing.
I think that's an every girl thing though.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like,
I think so.
Well, obviously not every girl. Some girls just like reek confidence, like, and good for you. Like, like give me a lick of it. Like, another one. Do you think you are self-aware?
Oh.
What really is self-aware?
If I have to ask, then
can you use it in a sentence?
Can I get that in a paragraph explained?
Self-aware. What is self-aware? Hey Siri.
Like,
what does self-aware mean? Having conscious knowledge of one's own character and feelings. We're self-aware enough to know we're making mistakes. That's an example.
Okay.
I try to be more self-aware.
Yeah.
I definitely do try to be more, like, sometimes I know, as I'm like in the last few years, I think more since I've moved here, because everyone thinks they're perfect.
Yeah.
Like they never do anything wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not as a whole. There doesn't have to be an issue. So everyone thinks like, I just go around life and I'm acting normal and I'm perfect.
And nothing affects anyone else.
And then sometimes like more like in the last few years, I'll be like, like, should I be more like that? Like, should I be more thoughtful to that person? Or like, how did that come across in that situation? Like, was I a very good friend? And that, like, I am more conscious.
Yeah.
I will say in later years, I've been more self-aware. Like, I more analyse not anything I have physically done, but how I've come across. I'm more self-aware.
Yeah.
In a good way, not like a self-conscious way.
I now think, like, in this moment, I'm realizing I'm too self-aware. that falls into my people pleasing, that I overthink how my actions will make someone else feel. Not saying that I've never done something and it hasn't affected them, or like that I haven't just said something and then whatever it might have come across, like, but I think I'm actually too, like, that's what then, like, affects me, in a sense that then I won't speak my mind, or I won't say no to someone, 'cause I'm like, oh, well, I can't help them, or I can do this, or I can't, like, I'll put other people's needs and wants before mine.
Yeah,
so
100%.
In that way, that, like, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, that I'm aware of every wrongdoing and I never do anything wrong in the slightest, because I'm sure as hell do, but in a sense that, like, if I do something, like, say I'll bottle it up and then I'll snap. And then I'll think about something and I'll feel really bad and really guilty, and then I'll, like, apologise, and I'll do too much in that sense.
Yeah.
And then,
almost like that you've done something wrong, but you've had so much bottled up from this other
yeah, where
she's gonna snap at me now when we finish this podcast.
Why did you say that? But no, like, even in things like where, say, it could be something, I don't even know, like, someone asks you to do something, or they ask you if you want to go somewhere, and I'm like, God, I'm really tired, I don't want to do it, and then I'm like, I'll just go and I'll do it, and then
because they'll be happy, which is I don't have to think of an excuse, and
like,
it's just done.
If I say, oh, I'm really tired, or if I come up with an excuse, oh, I'm not feeling well, whatever, I'm like, they'll be like, oh, they don't want to do this with me, and then they'll feel bad, and then if they're trying to get out because they need to get out of their house because they've been cooped or whatever, I'm like, I just think of everything. I'm like, it's like inside out too, where anxiety's prepping for everything. It's like, that's me with just everyday life and everything.
But I think you need to, like, obviously, like, we're talking about being a people pleaser as a negative thing. To a certain extent, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it is fine to a certain healthy extent.
Yeah, you do have to take other people's feelings into consideration.
But you have to also be a bit selfish in life.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to go around keeping everyone else happy, you're not when are you gonna like, even like thinking back to even when we lived in Ireland, like, you'd be going to these fucking nights out for birthdays, you don't want to be there, you're not in the mood, but you're going because you feel like you have to go, but then they could turn around when it's your birthday and be like, oh, something came up, can't go. Like, I think like when you reflect on stuff like that, and it's not tit for tat, like, they didn't come so I'm not going for them, it's not like that, but it's like, I really didn't want to go, or I literally was fucking skint that week, and I felt like I had to go to keep these other people happy, when I could have just been honest and been like, here, it's not happening, like, it's definitely. Like, I don't know how we got down this road.
Me sitting here panicking, realising I'm too
self-aware. Yeah, Amy's
like, here's a topic for the therapist.
Yeah, Amy's like the worst at saying, like, no.
Yeah. I will sit there, like, sometimes I've often sat there, like, for about 15 minutes and been like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Like, don't kind of thing. Where I'm just like, I'll just do it. Because it's easier than the spiral of me thinking what they think, like, of me. Like, if they, I don't know. I think I'm like, so... But the afraid of hurting someone's feelings when it's like, how, like, really, you just don't want to do something. Getting hurt because I'm like, I really can't do this today. It's like,
well, that seems like a fucking you problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? I think you need to, like, not stress about that. I know I'm dishing out advice again, but I'd be the one to be like, oh, it's just fucking easier to do it.
Yeah,
it's easier than having a conversation where I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like,
and then there's me, if I ask Amy to do something, I ask her 500 times, like, are you sure, you sure, you sure, you sure, you sure? But then some people don't. They're just like waiting, like, oh, how's she gonna respond?
Yeah,
just let her sweat. I know she doesn't want to do it, but I'm gonna ask her, but I wonder what she'll say.
Yeah.
Some people are dead white.
Oh, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even if I ask Amy to mind the dog, like, and then she'd be like, yeah, that's fine, 500 times after that, like, no, you know, you don't have to, like, like, just let me know. And Amy's like, it's fine, like, if I didn't want to do it, I'd tell you. Yeah, she's gonna text me being like, cancel your flight, cancel your holiday, you're not going.
Yeah, cancel.
No, Aaron, cancel your flight, cancel your holiday, you're not going.
I'm still going, but you're not. But you know what's funny? Because I see little bits of this in me, Matt, like the people pleasing, and like sometimes for things like, oh, I have to go, because they like this, like, this year technically she was supposed to go to like 3 weddings in the space of like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but something else came up.
But she only ended up going to one of them. But it was like one of them was like, you don't have to go to that. Like, I'm not like, it wasn't an immediate family member. It wasn't anyone like that. It was like, I feel like you're an invite for how we have to invite our boss. She probably won't come. I'm like, you don't have to go to that. Why are you stressing yourself? Because none of them, sorry, one of the weddings was in Dublin, but this wedding wasn't. And it's like, you don't have to go to that. If you want to send a card, you could be nice, but yeah. And it's like, no, it was nice for her to invite. And I'm like, yeah, it was probably a nice invite, but you're not gonna go. Like, you don't.
You don't have to do everything for everyone.
Or even the sake of like, my ma, unless her phone is not with her, if her phone rings, she's answering it. She could be in the middle of carrying a box, in the middle of eating her dinner, cooking her dinner. She's like, oh, fuck's sake. And I'm like, you do realise just because your phone rings, you don't have to answer it.
Yeah.
Like, you can ring back when it's done. That's how phones work. And if they don't answer, eventually someone will text them.
If it's that important, they'll ring again.
Yeah. Like you do not have to answer your phone if it rings.
No.
Just because it rings doesn't mean it needs to be answered.
But do you think because you're a Maz kind of like that, that's what you get kind of from?
Probably.
Not saying that you go to everything or like like that, but kind of like,
it's like in a different way.
Yeah,
we're the same like that.
Amy's like, don't ask me to aunt. I don't want to do anything.
But yeah, I will actually say I will eventually cancel the plans.
Yeah,
but I won't say no.
She'll just go into ghost mode. Was that this week?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But like even with her wedding coming up with inviting, she's like, I have to invite, and I'm like, no, you don't. I'm like, you don't have to invite this person, that person, this, and it's so funny. She's like, I don't. I'm like, no, you don't. I'm like, it's funny. Where then I know if it came to me, I'm like,
But it's just like, you don't have to. If you're like, you're not having a big wedding, you're not having a big wedding. Like, yeah, if you're having it, fuck on. If you want a big wedding for the sake of having a big wedding, yeah, your wedding's gonna be big if you invite every Tom, Dick, and Harry down the road.
Yeah, but like, basically, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Exactly, and if people have a problem with it, that's on them.
Yeah,
that's my motto.
And that's it.
So the next is, what inspires you to be your best self?
Ooh.
Do 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 do.
I don't know.
Your best self, like your highest self. Not literally high, but like, you know what I mean.
I was about to sing Butterfly in the Sky.
Stop. I can go twice as high. So take a look in the book. Oh, did you see that other clip that Aaron keeps fucking sending me in it? It's like, what does it go like? I'm have to draw on a blank now, but he's constantly been singing it, and now I've been singing it, and now I can't remember. Good morning, pineapple.
No, I haven't.
Looking very good and very nice.
No, I have not seen this.
It's like this, like fella, and he's like singing it. And he's like banging his hands. Good morning, pineapple. Looking very good and very nice. And Aaron just keeps singing it every morning. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, because it sticks in your head.
Yeah, no.
Oh wait, till
I'm probably gonna be all over me too.
I'm gonna literally flood you with them now, because he keeps sending me them. So I'm just gonna send them straight onto you.
Oh, but what inspires you
to be your best self?
I don't know. What about you? I can't think.
3 things, is it? Or was it just...
I think it was just asked.
What 3 reasons? No.
What are your 13 reasons?
Oh, where is it?
Why?
Where is the question?
Question, come out. I think it's what inspires you to be the best version of yourself.
Where'd it go? Yeah. We just go with that.
I feel like...
Oh yeah, what's some... No. Yeah, just go with yours. What? I literally can't... I can't find it.
She gone. Where is she?
Yeah.
What inspires you to be the best version of yourself? I don't know. Is it weird that I feel like I'm not the best version of myself? I always feel like I could be a bit better.
Yeah, but like, think of when you felt like you are at the best version of yourself. I don't think anyone will ever feel like they're their best, like they've hit the limit on what is their best self.
Yeah.
Like, everyone, I think, will feel like there's always room for improvement. Any sane person would.
Yeah. I think just life in general. I feel like when you feel like you're putting effort in to be the best version of yourself, you have like a better outlook on life. Yeah. Like, you feel more like, say, whether it's getting enough sleep, like you go into the health wise. I'm thinking kind of a best version of yourself. Like you go into health wise, you're making sure you're getting enough sleep. You're kind of looking after yourself in certain ways. You're staying on top of your hygiene. You're not letting yourself rot too much. Like you're dragging yourself up out of whatever you may rot into, anxiety, depression, whatever it may, or just general like shit. My place is a mess. I've let things creep up because I've been so busy. But when you can kind of stay a bit organized and on top of things, and then I feel like when you're physically better with your physical space, then you're mentally
100%.
better, and then when you're mentally better, you're a good person onto other people. Like so, it's like a domino
trickles
effect.
down.
So I think just that feeling of I have my shit together a little bit, even though there could be fires burning in the background of other things that you can't control of. But I think taking control of the things you can, of like a tidy space,
kind of like what you're describing,
routine, like
self-discipline.
I lack a lot of.
What was the question?
Had nothing to do with what I just said. Anyways, what inspires you to be the best version of yourself?
Okay, so self-discipline.
Yeah, I think the feeling of control, like.
Yeah, I think like when I think of you though, I think of independence. I think of very level-headed, and I think of very. What's the word? It's a good word, don't worry. Cunt.
C-U-N-T.
Yeah, when I think...
And not the cunty vibe.
When I'm like, if I think of Amy, our highest self, I think independent. What did I say? Independent.
I can't even remember.
Oh, fuck.
I'd failed the Alzheimer's test because you just said 3 words that I can't remember.
Well, I can't and I spoke them.
I'm speaking the truth.
Independent. Level-headed.
That's what you said, yeah.
And a good friend.
Thanks.
There's probably a better word than that. Good friend. Like there is probably a better word, but I'm literally having a brain fart right now.
Probably like kind or like I don't know. Yeah.
Good friend comes all them.
Good friend.
Thoughtful,
good
kindness,
friend.
caring.
Yeah. Like I guess I do feel like the best version of myself when I'm doing, like when I'm staying on top of things, like when I'm being disciplined.
Sorry, I just thought you were gonna say something else there.
No, and I'm literally saying the same thing over and over again. But I feel like sometimes I go through phases where it's actually mad that you say like the independence, because as much as like I do live alone and obviously that comes with independence, responsibilities, I feel like I've gone backwards in steps of like doing things on my own in a weird way.
Well, this last year 100%.
Yeah.
But I think that's more down to a distraction.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Aaron goes to office maybe once a week sometimes. I'm only crawling the walls around it. I'm literally like, I'm not used to being on my own in a space ever. Even with Trent there, he's not going to talk back to me. I'm a chatterbox. I need someone. But even when we're like, don't get me wrong, when Aaron's there and we're working, we don't necessarily talk.
But you know he's there.
But I know he's there. And he makes me lunch.
So independence, not a word I would use for you.
No, well, you do have aspects of independence. Like, even this year, I'm not going to say you lost all independence. Like, you went out to the beach by yourself. Like, you do stuff like that. When you really want to do something, you will do it on your own. Yeah. Which I love that. Yeah. I wish I could do that. But I'm still using Google Maps bitch around this area.
I think sometimes I let the overthinking control, like, take over.
Yeah. I think too much of the steps.
Yeah. Because I know you get like that and you'll think of all these different scenarios where I'm like that, where sometimes you literally, it's like punching your way through a crowd trying to be like, no, fucking do this. Because then I'm like exhausting myself overthinking, do I go on this certain walk or do I go to this place? Like even that time when I went to when I went to see Ray on my own, like the whole time, because I was minding Trent leading up to, because you were in Vegas, I think. Yeah. That whole week I was going on looking at tickets. And like thinking about it.
And you went?
And I did end up going, and I enjoyed myself, and I'm so glad I went because I'm fucking obsessed with her.
But I think once you rip the band-aid off once, it'd be like, why? But I think it's also very different here. In Ireland, if they heard you going to a concert on your own, they'd be like, Billy fucking no mate's going to a concert on our own. Yeah. But it's not like that.
No.
Like, it's called fucking adulthood. You can do stuff on your own. Like, you can go for a meal on your own. You can fucking go to concerts on your own. You can go to the beach on your own. obviously everything is just closer to us here as well, so it's not like you're going to Portmarnock Beach.
Yeah, you're not like trekking out.
Yeah.
But like, I think that as well, it's like, I got in the mindset of, do you know what it was? I saw this TikTok and it was a girl that went to a concert on her own. And I saw about 2 weeks before I decided, like, saw that Ray was here and performing, whatever. And I was like, she was basically saying, like, if you wait for people, you will be left waiting.
Oh, you'll be waiting your whole life?
You will wait your whole life away. Like, your life will wither away day by day. And you will be still waiting on people. Because at the end of the day, no matter how good friends you are with someone, you're not always going to have the same interests. No. Or the same thing, or they might not be available to go to something, or whatever it might be. So it's like, if you really want to go to something, don't not go because you don't have someone to go with.
Because you could easily fall into forgetting like what you genuinely like, and just going to everything with them because they're doing something and you'll do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, this is me dishing out the advice now, but I would not follow this. Do you know what I mean? Now, if it was the Jonas Brothers and you didn't like Jonas Brothers and Aaron didn't like, would I go to Jonas Brothers on my own? It'd probably take a lot.
Yeah.
It would take a lot, but if you love something that much, you'll do it.
Yeah. Because that's what I was like, I need to think about the fact that I know when this concert's happening and after this concert, I will regret not being
going there. Yeah.
I will regret not seeing her because I was like, she'll probably come back and her tickets will be 10 times the price.
Oh, or probably. Like, and it'd be a bigger venue. And
and I'm like, just go. Just do it. It's like, it was because I think I'd overthink if it was like seating and then you're sitting there and the people are all there with their friends. And you know the funny thing is the amount of people there on their own.
Even when I went to Kelsey Ballerini, there was so many people on their own.
So many people there on their own.
Because people don't give a fuck over here. Yeah. Genuinely. No one gives a fuck over here. That's one thing I will hands down. Mm-hmm. And I'll go to the grave saying this. The mindset difference between Dublin, because I'm from Dublin, so I'm going to say Dublin, I'm not going to say all of Ireland, from Dublin to Toronto. No one gives a fuck what you wear, what you're doing, everyone's just living their own life. In Dublin, everyone has an opinion at every second person that walks past. Oh, look, did you see her runners? Oh, this and this and that. It's
so small in that sense that it's like nearly everyone knows everyone.
And people just, and let's be repeat,
judgmental.
People just judge people to judge people.
Because it's funny, because it's even when my mum's over here and we're walking somewhere and I'm like, I won't notice half the shit around me. Not saying that I'm not aware of it.
Because we're kind of blind to it.
But I'm just like, and she'd be like, oh my god, did you see what she was doing? Did you see what he was doing? Oh my god. And I'm just like, no, I didn't. I'm like, I did.
Yeah, like I'm not even paying attention.
She notices everything because she's like, this is
whatever.
And I'm just like, who cares?
Yeah, I couldn't give a shit. It's just a waste of breath for me to say it. Like,
so it's just like, I don't know. And as much as like, if there's anyone at home listening, just like, go to the concert on your own, go to the beach on your own, go to the restaurant on your own, go to try the new cafe, like, do it. Like, because at the end of the day, who gives a fuck what they're gonna say?
No, exactly. Like, I'd have no issue going to a coffee shop now on my own around.
Yeah.
And I have gone to cinema on my own. I've an awful.
I haven't gone to cinema on my own and I don't know how long.
Oh, I have an awful. Like, I thought we were getting shot up in fucking Deadpool.
Yeah.
No, because there was two people in a row that were together but weren't sitting together, and they were two fellas, and one of the fellas kept walking like through, like the whole back row was full, and he kept pushing through, handing him a fanny pack, and he kept passing his fanny pack between each other during the whole cinema, and was stopping in front of, and we were all crunching up our legs about 5 times, Amy.
Oh god.
And here I was, this is it, there's something in that now. Like, honestly, I literally was like, this is where I die. They both went to the toilet at separate times. Then they started passing this fanny pack to each other like multiple times, like coming down through the seat.
Weirdos.
And I was like, I was just anxious. I was literally like this the whole time, like.
Oh no, that
not that happened, but it was just really sketchy.
Yeah, like it just.
And I wasn't on my own, like I was with Aaron, but like.
Still.
I'm like, right, who am I using as a body shield?
Yeah, what's happening here?
Because our row was full, so the room capacity.
We were excessive.
So, but yeah, like obviously nothing's easy when you're trying to be independent, but you just have to push.
Yeah.
And you've pushed me as well, like even going to cinema on my own, like, and Aaron has like tried to push me as well, like.
Yeah.
But I eventually done it.
Yeah,
texting about we is the whole time. I think because once, I think the first time I went to The Outsiders, like the director's edition.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I
was like the only person in the cinema, and there was like a couple down, like down further. And I was like, right, I'm not fully on my own.
There's someone.
I think they were snapping because I was there, like.
Yeah, probably they're like, for fuck's sake.
I was like,
I think you really need to push that, and that's where like the self-discipline kind of comes into it.
Yeah. And I know you're saying like, oh, like you haven't been that independent, but you have, like, bitch, you're paying your own bills.
Yeah.
You're still doing it's just because you've had people here constantly.
There's been a lot of people around and stuff.
Do you know what I mean? But and it's normal what you're going through. You want people around. You want the distraction. Like,
you don't want to just go into that like self-isolation, because I know I would, like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But once all this blows over, like, and everyone goes back, and everyone's your life is back to normal, and everyone's back to the grind, whatever.
Yeah.
You're gonna it's just getting back into the flow of it. Plus, you won't be as fucking independent. Like, I live closer to you now than we ever have. Like,
yeah.
You literally had to pass my house to get to the fucking streetcar, bitch.
Yeah, I do. I'm just walking by if you want to come out and meet me. But I can't remember what the question was. What inspires you to be your better self? What do you think inspires you actually to be your better self? Food motivated.
Probably Aaron. I'd say Aaron probably. Because I think, like, I've changed so much.
Yeah.
In 14 and a half years. That's mad. Like, both of us have. Like, we've changed together. And for the better. Like, we've almost, like, changed. Like, it's weird because you see people when they get together so young. And you obviously grow up and you change as a person. But people change and, like, they grow up and they grow apart.
Yeah.
Which me and Aaron have been lucky where we've grown up, but we've grown with each other.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah. Like, Aaron doesn't have the brain of still the 17-year-old.
No.
I'm not the 15-year-old. Like,
yeah.
We've grown up. And, like, I see how much, like, more confident Aaron is, and, like, seeing him grow so much. So when I see that, like, it kind of pushes me to be like, right, well, I'm allowed change, and I'm allowed change thoughts, and I'm allowed, like, which... being which, like, because obviously they're such a big influence in your life, like they are partner or whatever, that some partners point out, like, well, you didn't think that before, you never liked that before, and
like they don't allow you to grow.
It's almost like they're offended when you change, or you like, and they don't like. But Aaron's never been like that. Like, anything I've wanted to do in life, Aaron's been like, do it, go, like, full support, go ahead, like, with anything in life. So I think that kind of inspires me to be like, oh yeah, I can keep changing, I can keep growing. Like, Aaron's never going to hold me back. Yeah. Aaron's never going to be upset about it. And I'll never be upset about him for changing, to a certain extent.
Yeah. Obviously within reason for all these changes. But yeah, I think especially when, like, that, like, you've been with someone for so long and, like, that, like, you're in each other's lives constantly, it's like they give you the motivation of, like, I'm gonna be a better person because I want to be a better person for them, and I want to be there for them, and vice versa. Like, he's being his best version of himself for you, and the other way around. Like, it's even like last year when I started, like, going to gym. And I was like, I want to do this for me. Like, I want to better myself. Like, not even the way I look, just in general. I want to feel better. I want to feel fair. And I was like, I want you to help me with this. Like, and he was full in. Like, Aaron was full in from day one. Yeah. He was getting up at 5 with me. He was, like, prepping most of the dinners. Like, he was, like doing all this shit. Like, and he still, well, obviously we stopped going for a while, but then we're back doing it. Like, that he still kind of does that as well. Like, he's still getting up, and he like, doesn't have to. Almost how, like, having that discipline for you, but he's, like, you need the self-discipline to get up at 5 a.m, go to the gym, right, and make that decision to do that. But then he's there to enforce that discipline. Exactly. So it's there. It's like,
Aaron's like alarm
benefiting each other. Yeah. In that sense. Yeah.
It's like pushing each other.
Yeah. Motivating each other to be the best.
And I think, like, what was the question? What inspires you to be the best version of yourself? Or something? I think age as well. I think I'm getting to this nostalgic, because I'm 29 now. I think I'm getting to this nostalgic of, like, I'm gonna be like, this time next year I'll be 30. Yeah. I'll be sitting here as a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
But I have to, like, I think when you're in your 20s and you think of 30, you think, oh my god, 30, like, oh my god, your fun years are done, like, you're...
Yeah.
And then as you get closer to 30, I'm starting to realise, like, yeah, I'm done my 20s. Like, my 20s are gonna be done. Yeah. Finito. But look at all the fucking shit that happened in my 20s.
Yeah. Like, life's literally just starting.
I moved countries.
Yeah.
I lost job. I fucking was unemployed. Got a dog. I got engaged in my 20s. Like, there's so much that has happened, even though when you're coming to near your 30s, you think, oh, well, nothing happened in my 20s.
Yeah,
did I waste my 20s? Am I panicking? No, you've done so fucking much in your 20s.
Yeah.
We went through a fucking global pandemic, which I'm still claiming them years back. I'm claiming them years back. So I'm like, now, but does the realization of me 30s, like, because now I'm like, oh,
yeah,
like, I'm still gonna be married in my 20s. I'll still be 29 when I'm married. But then I'm literally starting my married life in, like, physically at the 20s? Beginning of me 30s.
Yeah.
Like, you know when you settle in.
Yeah.
But I'll be 29 because that was always on my bucket list that I am married in my 20s. Yeah. So technically I'm still in my 20s.
You're ticking that
by
off.
The skim of me. But me and Aaron were only talking about this the other day. I know this is kind of off topic, but we were talking about, like, everyone at home, like, having babies and they live together and they're engaged or whatever. And Aaron was like, do you ever wonder, like, we didn't move here, like, we'd probably have 2 kids by now.
That's mad.
And I was like, probably.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I don't, like, regret, like, us moving away. I was like, this is what we wanted to do. Yeah. I was like, I feel like I've lived more life in the 5 years than I would have if I stayed home and was living the mundane. There's nothing to do here. Going out to the same place, drinking every week.
Looking at the other side of it, like,
obviously, don't get me wrong, love going home for a trip. Love going home, seeing everyone, like, happy fucking days. But do I regret moving? Absolutely not.
No.
Do I regret thinking, like, oh, I could have 2 kids by now? Like, my kids be fucking whatever.
You'd probably be nearly, like, don't having kids. Like, if you have to get,
probably. Yeah. But then, like, you have to remember, me and Aaron are engaged how many years? Yeah. We got engaged when I was 2017. We got engaged. I hope it's 2017. Or I always forget that. I want to say 2017. So that's how many years ago?
7 years.
That's 7 years, right? We weren't talking about this today. Like, we could have got married whenever we wanted.
Yeah.
Whenever we wanted. But it wasn't that we didn't want to get married. It was like, oh, we'll know when we're...
Yeah, when we're ready.
Like, it's not like it was like, oh God, like, do I still want to marry this person? It's not like that. It was more like, when can we just slot it in?
Yeah.
There was always something happening, like moving countries.
Literally.
And then just trying to, like, live life as well in a new country. But I think it's definitely, I'm trying to change the mindset of, this is me last year in my 20s. It's not as big of a deal as you fucking are making out to be. Because I think the fear is like, oh, I didn't do as much, or I didn't do all the nights out I should have done out. And but I'm not. But then I'm like, I know that I'm like, that's not me. Give me a cup of tea and a candle and fucking sprawled out myself anyway.
I think there's a lot of pressure on doing things in your 20s, because generations ago it was totally different. It was like married at fucking 18, 19, kids in the early 20s, house gap, and even just that, like, living your life, like everyone talks about the college years as well, like, of going out every night and doing this and that's in part of your 20s, and there's all these different things. But it's like, when you look at it, it's like, do I really want that? What do I want? And then as well, I had actually sent you this TikTok the other day that I seen, and I always try say this to you, because as much as sometimes I'm like, oh God, I'm actually this age, and when I realise how old I am, I'm like, like, it's getting closer to whatever age. But I feel like I don't stress as much about age as, like, maybe you do. But I'm also still single, so I'm not thinking, oh, there's like, do I need to have kids? Should we be married? Like, I don't have any of that. But I do always try to tell them, like, when I had this realisation of, right, you're turning 30, but realistically most of that life was, like, as a child, as a kid, in school, there was always something. Like, I literally sent you a TikTok the other day and it was like, yeah, I don't think she said 30, but I think she had like 20 or something, but let's say you're 30. It's like, realistically the average person probably lives to 70 or 80. I think she had said the average woman
you're not
lives
even like halfway through your life.
You're literally not even halfway through your life. And realistically, maybe in the last 10 years was when your life started to become yours, because you weren't tied down to school.
You hadn't got parents to boss it around.
You weren't a child that, like, your parents kind of
not financially controlling you. Like,
you had control of your life maybe in the last 10 years, and you weren't tied to any college or school or whatever. You could up and move to another country. You could do whatever job you wanted to. You could go back to college 10 times if you wanted to change your career path or whatever it is. And it's like, your life is literally only starting. And it's like, I feel like I never realised when people are saying like, they say your life only starts at 30. I'm like, actually, because it fucking does. I'm only an adult about 10 years.
Yeah,
I'm actually only an adult.
I'm just learning this.
I'm literally a baby adult. I'm a baby adult in this baby adult. Like when you...
Amy's baby adult and I'm getting baby Botox. That says a lot.
Literally. But like, that's what it is. It's like, let's say, right now, anything can happen in life. I could walk outside and get smacked with a bus now, and I don't live to 80. And I did only live to 26.
Where are you going for the bus?
Right? But then, Sherborne Street there, the
that's
crackhead bus.
The 75, that's the worst bus to get a smack of. Looking at that bus would knock you out.
Let's say I live to even 70. That, I have more than half my life left. Like, even at 30, if you live to 70, you have 40 years left of your life.
Do you know what I would love? This could probably be a Black Mirror episode, right? I keep referencing Black Mirror.
Yeah, you mentioned it a few times.
I seen a TikTok and explained why the program's called Black Mirror. Do you know this?
No, I don't know why it's called Black Mirror.
So, you know, when you're I don't have this function on my phone because I have it like that. My phone doesn't go completely black. But you know when you lock your phone?
And you see a reflection?
It's a Black Mirror.
Cool.
There you go, forever's listening. Don't know whose TikTok it was, but there you go. What was I going to say?
You either seen an episode of Black Mirror or this is like...
I'd love for this to be a Black Mirror episode, right? Where the government bring in, say, everyone born from the 1st of January 2030. Right? Mm-hmm. There will be no such thing as birth certs.
Okay.
So no one who was born after that date will know, like, their birthday.
Right.
So they're just if your ma says you're 15 and you look about 6, you just have to take that word for it.
Yeah.
So there's no numbers.
Right.
Did you get me?
Yeah.
So you'll never have this panic of a midlife fucking crisis because I'll genuinely never know what age I am. And I'll just keep getting Botox and Botox and Botox and all these face things that I'll look 20 forever.
Yeah.
So then I'll never have to have a midlife crisis. Eventually me neck will start to sag.
I wonder what life would actually be like if like we didn't keep track of things like that.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'd be so much happier.
Yeah.
Trying to live forever.
I don't think that's how it works. I don't think it cures the notion of death.
Well, I don't think Trent's a very stressed out dog anyway,
no,
so he's not going to die of stress.
Yeah, but like that, like if there was no concept of that, of like stuff being done at a certain age or by a certain time. So I think as well, having like, we're in this weird limbo of like our generation where you have access to so many people's lives at the click of a button that it's so easy to just compare.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck am I doing comparing myself to Kylie Jenner?
Joy.
Like, hello, we did not come from the same
But even
cloth.
she cries about it in the Kardashians now, being like, it's an unrealistic beauty fucking standard.
Yeah, you said it, so fuck off. I don't have pity for you.
No.
But anyways, but like comparing yourself to like how successful when you're seeing like the youngest billionaire, or like even people who like they've not saying necessarily as famous as Kylie Jenner, but like when you see like this 20-year-old who started a business and it's thriving and now she's a multi-millionaire, and you're like, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I do this?
Yeah.
Why? Like,
because it's what they say, like, comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
And I genuinely believe that when, like, even when our parents were younger and they didn't have access to, like...
Oh, you'd still compare, 100%.
They'd still compare, but you would be so much more, bit more content with your own life because you're not comparing to other people constantly.
Oh,
did you see Mary down the road? Got fucking her kids all these presents under a tree. You don't know Mary personally. You're not seeing all them presents under her tree. You're only seeing all the presents under her tree because she had to post it on Instagram.
Like, there's still some comparison there in the sense of like, John, it's like, oh, this person bought that house and they're doing this, that. Yeah. But then it's like, it's not to the extent that it is, that it's like you only see within your bubble. Like, why do I know that this billionaire Indian couple have spent billions on a wedding? And I'm wondering if I can pay rent next month. Like, John, like in that sense,
or fucking
the highs and lows.
Or I want to crossroads have to go on 4 holidays this year. Yeah. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like,
she hasn't been in the country, or like there is so much comparison when you're seeing people on it, and then as well you are only seeing the positives. Like, realistically, if you look, even my Instagram, if you looked at my Instagram, you wouldn't know what? Like, this, what I've posted this year. Like, I posted stuff from the cottage. I posted like 3 little carousels, whatever I posted. You wouldn't know my hair was falling out. One of the pictures actually looks a little bit like it, but you wouldn't know that weekend I was like struggling with my hair falling out, and I was like, as much as I had a great time there, that battle of like, you only post what I'm not gonna post pictures of my hair falling out.
Why not?
Well, maybe I will. Like, maybe I have.
That was just a trick question, by the way. Obviously, you have to be in a place where you're so comfortable with.
Yeah.
Like,
where like I think I will.
But you being this open.
Yeah, so like
has like even anyone that has like asked me like how you are and like, oh my god, like, and how was she diagnosed, and me even educating people being like, oh well, now like, because we've talked about like, now our smear came back clear.
Yeah, because it's
and it really is down to you have to be a self advocate.
Yeah.
For yourself. Like, if you don't have someone, like, obviously, even if even if Aaron was to advocate for me, I still have to advocate for myself. It's my body.
You know how you're feeling and know that something's not right.
Yeah, and it's my journey or whatever. Yeah. Like, and you know yourself. No one can tell you how you feel. You know your own body when something's not right.
Yeah, but that's like, as much as if someone asked me about or asked me questions about, I'd openly answer it. Like, I've no problem talking about it.
Yeah.
But then at a glance, if you look at my Instagram, you would never know.
No.
Either the year that's happened, because I've only posted highlights.
No, sure, even when I went to get me Botox, someone was like, oh, where's your psychic?
Yeah. She's at home.
I was like, yeah, she's not here.
Like home today.
Oh, no, I did tell her.
Oh, did you?
And she was like, what? The girl that comes in? And I was like, yeah. She goes, oh, I thought I frightened her with the needles, that's why she wasn't with you anymore. She's like, oh, was asking for her. She's like, tell her I was asking for her and I'm wishing her like all lovely. The best. She's so nice. Mark, shout out.
Mark, hi Mark.
My Botox
but yeah,
lady.
like it's just funny like that. Like, you think you have to remember when you are comparing on Instagram, you're comparing to the best version or the best they're showing you.
Yeah,
it's just not always as the same. So you get me, like that.
It's all an illusion.
It's all fucking fake, okay?
It's even when like you see people with like that have kids and they're like, oh, the joys in me life. Don't tell me you weren't roaring the head off them 5 minutes ago to get in that fault with the stay still. Like,
don't tell me 7 days a week you're not questioning whether you should have had kids. Like, I know you are, Susan. I know you're questioning them 3 kids. I know you are.
See, when I think of having kids, because it's such a wish-washy topic.
Yeah.
Because I think I just
I think of all the negatives.
Yes, I think of all the things I think of all the things I have to give up. And you know, I actually seen a TikTok the other week. This is just so funny that this is coming up now, because you know it was just a random TikTok, and they were like, it's so normal to grieve when you find out you're having a child. It's alright to grieve the life you think you can't have anymore. Yeah, that is completely normal, because you almost are like grieving because you feel like you're not going to have your own identity anymore. Yeah, and you're gonna grieve all. Yeah, you're gonna grieve like your daily things, like you're on someone else's clock. Like, it's not your life anymore. Like, your life is to revolve around this little demon. Yeah,
literally.
Do you know what I mean? That's what kind of makes me think.
Yeah, like I do go straight to the negatives of like, everything you have to give up, or everything you have to like, not even give up, because there's people out there that do all these amazing things and have a kid. Yeah, exactly. But I do think that, but I think of like the school run, and that turns me straight off. But people that do also have all these amazing careers and all, have amazing fucking salaries and have amazing not all of them, but a lot of them do. But especially because we live here, like Amy began swung out of. Oh, please help me, Amy. Stop. I'm like, sorry, I'm busy. I learned how to say
Amy's
no.
like, Amy's like, this number has recently been disconnected. Yeah. Oh. Well, I think you do lean on who you really can lean on. 100%. 100%. It teaches you as well when you have kids. A lot of people, like, I know that have had kids, are like, you truly, like, you learn who your friends are. Like, 100%. A lot of them just back away completely and are like, no, your problem, you decided this. And it's like,
I assume you're not going to come somewhere, so you never get the invite, kind of thing. Like, oh, she has a kid, she won't come, she can't come.
Like, that's so selfish. Like,
sorry.
So what, just because I'm a man now doesn't mean I'm not your friend anymore?
I might say no 9 times out of 10, but still send the invite, because I do the same.
Like, I don't get it. I just don't. Yeah. Especially when you live here.
Yeah. When you're away from home.
Yeah, you want all the help you can get. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But obviously you want people with the right intentions to not be like, well, I've been doing all this for her. Blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
yeah. Like, they're keeping mental note of everything and everything.
This thing is all fluffy.
There's an eyelash. The way you said that.
Fluffy.
Fluffy. This thing's all fluffy.
Fluff. I didn't even realise I said it like that. But yeah, I don't know how that came to a tangent.
No, I don't know. I love how we started this episode with no idea what we were talking about.
This is what I mean.
It's just spiraled.
But
I feel like we gave some good advice. Like, not good advice, but we gave some insight, reassurance, and insight, and I hope it helps somebody. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm probably not going to take any of the advices. I'm joking.
But we haven't done it in so long. But we're glad we're to be back.
Yeah.
And
I'm enjoying it.
I'm actually gonna be home. First.
Going to Ireland.
I literally just gave out about going back to Ireland all the time and not going on fucking holidays.
Yeah. I know. I actually just realising this. I looked at the citizen application and done the calculator of me leaving the country. Yeah, I only left the country to go to Ireland. Literally.
Have you got enough days?
Oh yeah, like by a mile. But I was like putting in Ireland, reason, visit family. Ireland,
well, you have up to like end of 2026 before you have to renew your PR.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah.
I was just looking at it and I was like, I kind of filled it out to see what I would need. It's actually so straightforward. Do you know what the only thing is that's like around me?
What?
So I need proof that I can speak English.
Right? Fuck off!
No, yeah. You don't need to do your test again. But do you know the test place, the CELPIC, these bastards, they only hold your results for 2 years. So now I need to reach out to me secondary school and get like junior cert, leaving cert results or something to prove I can speak English. But then, like me filling this form out in English should prove I should speak English.
We are leaving cert and junior cert results.
Yeah.
The writing's in Irish. You're gonna need to get translated.
No, but it'll say English and it'll say the grade you got, so it'll prove you've done a test in English and passed.
That's so stupid.
I know. Like
but can you not just use the results that you use for your PR? Like you probably
but they expired in 10 years and I can't find the attachment anywhere. I logged into my account and it says it shows me like a receipt of me booked my test when I done my test. And
has to be in your email.
No, they emailed me a link. Your test results are in. And I go onto the link and you log into your account and then it says in spot test results are kept on file for 2 years.
Yeah, but you would have had to download it to attach to
I know, but I can't find that anywhere. I've looked. I have like folders on my laptop that says it like PR docs and all. I've looked through them all. Not there.
Oh, we need to start sending each other the same fucking things then.
Yeah.
Like we literally need to start sending like fucking.
Now there's loads of things you can do to like show it, like get a letter from an institution, college results.
What
like,
are they called?
CELPIP.
I'll look after this. We'll finish this up. But I think we're gonna stop here before we go down this road of citizenship. I think what me and Aaron are doing like beginning of 2026. Yeah. So it gives us
time.
But
yeah, 'cause I technically can't even apply right now. That was the two things: English test, and you need a photo of yourself again, and like the name of the place where you get it done. So you actually have to go get it taken somewhere. And then I obviously can't apply for it yet because I'm not here 5 years. I'm here 5 years like next week.
Oh, well.
So it's like there's a gap in your like in the country. But anyways, that's
but you still have time if you're gonna go off your PR card. Like you still have time.
Oh yeah, loads time.
Because I think me and Aaron were like beginning of 2026. Wedding's done. Fresh year. Yeah. And then nobody really does. You don't really do anything in the spring.
No.
Like January, February. Like we don't.
Yeah.
No one does that in here because the weather's miserable. So it's like if I'm going to I'll be sitting at home.
Yeah.
So I can just
studying for it. But
I don't want to study.
I know the application's a piece of piss, but then you have to do a fucking test. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this bitch up because it's quite long.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half.
If anyone's still even listening or watching,
right?
But, yeah, I'm sure we'll see you again soon. Make sure you're checking out our Instagram. That's where we'll post any updates on episodes or anything. It's at the Weird Kids Club, along with our TikTok if you want to see clips and short versions of the episodes. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening on audio platforms, please follow and maybe leave a review. Thank you very much. Over and out.
Leave a review. Over and out. But yeah, we will talk to you hopefully next week. Who knows? It's a lucky bag.
Yeah. See you when you see you.
See you when I see you. Good day, folks. That's not even it. Good. That's all, folks. End this. Bye.